Well, my wife and I lived in Tanger for 5 years as expatriates. And it was interesting why we went there. It was, she wanted to write a Moroccan cookbook. And she'd been working on it, and we'd been traveling there and coming back. And I said, let's just go live there for a year. And that was the idea. But then we bought a house, so we stayed 5 years. And it was great. It was great. And it was inexpensive, and it was right across from Spain, but it was about a quarter the price to live. And also there was a literary community there. And I mentioned Paul Bowles, of course. And other people would always come through. Tennessee Williams came through while we were there, and we met people like that. And so Tanger was me writing about the expatriate community of which I was a part. But it was a strange thing happened. Actually, as I was working on the book, I realized that my fictional Tanger was actually more interesting than the real Tanger, because I sexed it up a bit, and so we decided to leave. And also, I had pretty much felt that the book would be banned and I'd be persona non grata. Well, the book was banned. I don't know whether they wouldn't have thrown me out, but they could make life difficult. There's a famous story about, there was a book about chess, how to capture the king, and it was immediately banned, censored. All the copies were burned. But that was a great time, and I liked Tanger. I liked the novel very much. I've been rereading it since you published it. I reread it in English, and I thought, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. If I'd stayed on that track, I would have probably had to teach writing to make a living. But I could have been sort of a literary writer, maybe. That was the first time I ever had a detective character, but it's not a detective story, really. No.
But still, it's Rwandish.
Yes, it's getting there. It was a transition book for me.